वेदांत स्वामी महाराज जगत गुरु शील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरशत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय।
जय।
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय।
जय।
रामाचारी शिलादास ठाकुर की जय।
जय।
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय।
जय।
श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन धाम की जय।
जय।
सावन धाम की जय।
जय।
नवदीप धाम की जय हो।
जय।
रमैया की जय हो। यमुना मैया की जय।
जय।
भक्ति देवी की जय हो।
जय।
तुलसी देवी की जय हो।
जय।
हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय हो। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदी।
हरि
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories, all glories, all glories to Shishi Guru and Shishi Gauranga. All Vishal Baru Maharaj ki jai. Krishna Prasthaya Murti Shrimati Radha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from Canto 1st, chapter 14, text number 4 and 5. So we'll start reciting. So Mataji, could you please start reciting? Verse.
You're asking me, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Jihma prayam vyavahartam satyamishram cha sauhrudam Peter matar sahrad bhratar dampati nam cha kalkanam Jihma prayam vyavahartin satyamishram cha sauhrudam Pitru matru sahrud bhratar dampati nam cha kalkanam Jihma prayam vyavahartam satya mishram cha sauhrudam pitru matru sahrud bhratur dampati nam cha kalkanam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I request devotees to please recite, all of you one by one.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yimha prayam vyavarutam shashtamishram cha saurudam pitru matru surud bhratru dampatinam cha kalkanam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jihma prayam vyavahyutam shatyamishram jashodauradayam radam pitrumatru suradapatru dampatinam chakalkanam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jihva prayam vyavahartam satyamishram cha sauhrudam Pitramatra suhrid bhatra dampatinam cha kalkanam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jiham prayam vyavahritam satyamishram cha sauhridam pitrimatri suhrita pratri damapati nama cha kalkanam.
Hare Krishna.
Jima prayam vyavavritam satya mishram dasa Pitra matra sarid bratra dampatinam chakokanam. Hare Krishna, thank you. Sorry.
Hare Krishna. Jigma prayam vyavaritam satyamisram cha soridam pitrimatre surit brata dampatinam cha kalkanam.
झिमप्रायं व्यवहृतं सात्यमिश्रं च सौहृदं पितृमातृसुहृद्भ्रातृ दम्पतीनां च कल्कनम्.
Anyone else would like to say? Okay, then I'll recite. Jima-prayam vyavratam shatyam mishram cha sohardam pitrmatra suhar bhratar dampatinam cha kalkanam. Synonyms: Jima-prayam, cheating. Vyavratam, in all ordinary transactions. Shatya, duplicity. Mishram, adulterated in. Cha and Sohardam, regarding friendly well-wishers. Pitra, father. Matra, regarding the mother. Suhart, well-wisher. Bhratar, one's own brother. Dampattinam, regarding husband and wife. Cha also. Kalkanam, mutual quarrel. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarin Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: all ordinary transactions and dealings became polluted with cheating, even between friends. And in familial affairs, there was always misunderstanding between fathers, mothers, and sons, between well-wishers and between brothers. Even between husband and wife, there was always strain and quarrel. Purport: a conditioned living being is endowed with 4 principles of malpractice, namely errors, insanity, inability, and cheating. These are signs of imperfection. And out of the 4, propensity to cheat others is most prominent. And this cheating practice is there in the conditioned souls because the conditioned souls are primarily in the material world, imbued with an unnatural desire to lord it over the material world. A living being in his pure state is not conditioned by the laws, because in his pure state he is conscious that a living being is eternally subservient to the Supreme Being, and thus it is always good for him to remain subservient instead of falsely trying to lord it over the property of the Supreme Lord. In the conditioned state, the living being is not satisfied even if he actually becomes the lord of all that he surveys, which he never becomes, and therefore he becomes the victim of all kinds of cheating, even with his nearest and the most intimate relations. In such an unsatisfactory state of affairs, there is no harmony, even between father and sons, or between husband and wife. But all this conditioning or all these contending difficulties can be mitigated by one process, and that is devotional service of the Lord. The world of hypocrisy can be checked only by counteraction through devotional service to the Lord and nothing else. Maharaj Yudhishthir, having observed the disparities, conjectured the disappearance of Lord from the earth. Om Ajnanatimiradasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Kadam Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadikamanam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahegana Raghunatha Anvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Divam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahegana Lita Shri Vishakha Nivitam Sha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarani Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratta Shinama Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namstude Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishbhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityanand Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivash Adi Gaura Bhaktin Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Narayanam Namastatya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaymudirit Shanavatam Sukatha Krishna Punya Shamana Kirtana Hardyantra Studo Vidrani Vidyanoti Sasam Nashta Prayasha Bhadrashu Nityam Bhagavasya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhakti Nashti. So there is another verse. I'll read the next verse also, then we'll discuss together. Next verse, text number 5. Nimittani atyaristhani kale tvanugate nirnam lobhadya dharm prakartim drashtvo vachanujam nirpaha. Synonyms: nimittani, causes; ati, very serious; aristhani, bad omens; kale, in course of time; tu, but; anugate, passing away; narnam, of humanity at large; lobhadi, such as greed; adharma, irreligious; prakritim, habits; drashtva, having observed; uvacha, said; anujam, younger brother; nirpa, the king. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanavind Bhaktivedanta Swami Shilpad ki jai. In course of time, it came to pass that people in general became accustomed to greed, anger, pride, etc. Maharaj Yudhishthira, observing all these omens, spoke to his younger brother. Purport: such a pious king as Maharaj Yudhishthira at once became perturbed when there was such a inhuman symptoms as greed, anger, religiosity, and hypocrisy rampant in the society. It appears from the statement that all these symptoms of degraded society were unknown to people of the time, and it was astonishing for them to have experienced them with the advent of Kali Yuga, or the age of quarrel. So here, so in this chapter, Arjuna went to the Dwarka to see the activities, what are the further activities of Lord Krishna. In the meantime, in the behind the scene, Maharaj Yudhishthira, he starts seeing some omens in his kingdom. See, the kingdom of Maharaj Yudhishthira is compared to Ram Rajya. In the previous chapters, we have discussed that Maharaj Yudhishthira, he was such a great king. By the blessings of Lord Krishna in his kingdom, everybody was happy and satisfied. It was like Ram Rajya, means the kingdom of Lord Ram. When that time everyone was satisfied, everyone was happy, Everyone was making progress in their spiritual life. Everyone's welfare was taken care. Similarly, Maharaj Yudhishthir's one kingdom was there. But now Maharaj Yudhishthir is seeing some omens. What omens he's seeing? He's seeing here, he's seeing all ordinary transactions and dealing became polluted with cheating. He saw that people start cheating. Even between friends, right? And in familial affair, there was always misunderstanding between fathers, mothers, sons, between well-wisher and between brothers. And the last one purpose is even between husband and wife, there was strain and quarrel. So it means that so this is a symptom of Kali Yuga. If you see in Srimad Bhagavatam, at the 12th canto, I think it's 4th chapter, maybe like 3rd or 4th chapter, there is a description of symptoms of Kali Yuga. What's going to happen in Kali Yuga? Kali Yuga word itself means the age of Kalha. Kalha means disagreement. Every one person is disagreed with other person. You will hardly find a person with two person with same opinion. This is so going on in this age of Kali Yuga. And the height of that is that in this age of Kali Yuga, there will be disagreement between husband and wife. Before Kali Yuga, husband and wife, they are all in one opinion. There were never a fight between husband and wife. No disagreement. There is one opinion. There are no two opinions before Kali Yuga. That's why here what like Prabhupada said, even between husband and wife. Means sometimes there might be disagreement between other people. But even between husband and wife, what Prabhupada is saying is that before Kali Yuga, it was not there at all. And that's why we see in the age, in this age, increasing number of divorces cases. It's the effect of Kali Yuga also. I know like there is the problem between the families and the thing, but it is the effect of Kali Yuga also, because the Kali Yuga means age of disagreement, Kalha. In every house, there is a disagreement. And that's why this Kali Yuga very easily entered into the house. In Bhagavatam, like it said that this age of Kali Yuga is also hypocrisy, means people are cheating. The basic principle of this is that people are not ashamed of cheating. So if you see here, in this verse, it says all ordinary transactions, not big transaction. She used what Prabhupada using the word ordinary transaction. If it's a big transaction, so for example, you are basically having like billions of dollars involved, or maybe somebody's life involved, or maybe some big things are involved. If cheating happened at that time, it might be okay to certain extent. But in ordinary transaction, small thing, people are cheating. Very small thing, In all ordinary transactions and dealings became polluted with cheating. Even between friends. Generally, friends means the relationship based on faith, each other. So even between friends, this cheating introduced. In familial affairs, in a family. So here give example, is there misunderstanding between fathers, mothers, sons, between well-wisher and even brothers. And ultimate example is between husband and wife. So if you see in the purport, Srila say that why this is happening. A conditioned living being is endowed with 4 principles of malpractice, namely errors, insanity, inability, and cheating. So every living entity in the material world here, conditioned living entity. Here we are talking about conditioned. See, we cannot say every living entity, because there are some living entity which are liberated. So living entity which are conditioned by these 3 modes of material nature. they are endowed with these four principles of malpractice, namely error, insanity, inability, and cheating. And these four defects are also mentioned uh, in introduction of Sri Ishopanishad. Srila Prabhupada have actually discussed these four defects. In Sanskrit, they are called Brahma, Pramada, Vipralipsa, Karnapatva. So these principle is like mainly imperfect senses. Srila Prabhupada mentioned in the introduction of Shri Ishopanishad. So these are like the imperfect senses, to be illusioned, and cheating propensity, and to commit mistake. But here, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that these are signs of imperfection, and out of four, the propensity to cheat others is most prominent. This cheating propensity is most prominent than the other problem. See, if you see imperfect senses, living entity have imperfect senses, means like Srila Prabhupada give example that our senses cannot see things as they are. So means our senses have limitations. Our eyes cannot see everything. Our eyes has a limitation. Our ears have limitation. These are our limitations, means imperfection. Because we have limitation, that's why they are not perfect. We cannot see things as they are. So because of that, we have imperfect senses. So that's really we cannot do about that. So we have imperfect senses, we are there, right? To be illusioned, that is our nature. Like the living entity who are conditioned by these three modes of material nature, they get easily illusioned. Right? And commit mistake. Mistake means whether you do conscious or unconscious mistake. But people commit mistake. Nobody in this world can actually claim that they never commit mistake. Srila Prabhupada gave example of Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, when he was in Delhi in 1948, so somebody told him, Gandhiji, don't go to that place. There is a chance that you might get killed. Silva said that, but Gandhi didn't listen. He went there and then he got killed there. So even a personality like Gandhi, he commit mistake. He was a great personality there, like at that time, but he commit mistake. So committing mistake is also natural. But cheating is the fourth thing. Cheating is basically done by the people consciously. We basically try to cheat people. Right? And why this cheating propensity is there, Srila Prabhupada find the root cause here. The root cause of this cheating propensity is there in the conditioned souls. Why there is a conditioned souls? Because the conditioned souls are primarily in the material world imbued with unnatural desire to lord it over the material world. Our desire to become Lord is the cause of cheating. So this cheating is coming because we want to become Lord of this universe. Our desire, the base desire, the root desire that we want to become Lord. We want to become Lord. Like everybody here, we have some God project. Like His Grace, Ravinder Prabhu always used to say, like in a lecture, I remember that he said that we all living entity here have some God project. We are all trying to become Lord here to certain extent. See, people might not accept it, but everybody of us has this controlling propensity that we want to control. I am better than you. You listen to me. This is what I am saying is correct. You don't know how much knowledgeable I am. Everybody think that I am the most intelligent person. This person doesn't know, but I know better than him. And because of that, everybody should listen to me. And when that person gains some power, he thinks that everybody should worship me, like Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu is a prime example. He got so much power, then he declared everyone that I am the God. He was telling everybody should worship me. And Prahlad, Prahlad rejected that order. He said, no, you are not God. The power you are getting is from the Lord only. And I'm also getting the same power from the Lord. So how come I worship you? I worship the Lord. So point is that here, like that purpose said that the unnatural desire, this desire is not natural. We are imbued with unnatural desire. Our natural desire, what is there? In the next line, Srila was explaining. What is our natural position? This is our unnatural position. This is not suitable for us. We are not built with this technique. We are not built with this idea that we become Lord. Because by nature, we are all servant. That's what Prabhupada said next thing. A living entity in his pure state is not conditioned by laws. Because in his pure state, he is conscious that he is eternally subservient to the Supreme Being. This is our natural position. By nature, we are all servant. But because of the condition, we are trying to become Lord. Prabhupada give example, like in the purport of Hare Krishna Mantra, he says that as a servant, try to become master. Suppose if there is in a house, there is an owner of the house and there is a servant. When owner is not there, then the servant try to become the master there. Right? Artificially. He cannot become master, but artificially try to say, oh, look like I'm a master. Sometimes our kids, they play, I'm the mom, you are the father, like, just we try to become like that, So when a servant try to artificially become the master, that is our condition. We cannot become master. So we are eternally, here Prabhupada uses this word eternally. Eternally means forever. There was never a time that we will become master or we will going to be master in the future. We are eternally subservient to the Supreme Being. And thus it is always good for him to remain subservient. By understanding this, we should always remain subservient, then that is right thing. But what's happening? Instead of falsely trying to lord it over the property of the Supreme Lord. So right now what we are doing is, we are trying to become the Lord of all this material world. Like, so for example, I can say this is my house, or this is the most thing is that this is my body and I am the owner of this body. This is another problem. So this body belongs to Krishna, even I belong to Krishna. This idea should have. But what living entity we are thinking is that, oh, this body belongs to me, or I am the body, whatever is there, right? And I am the owner, and this house belongs to me. This is my wife, this is my husband, this is my children, this is my community, my country, my thing. Everything is like this. So we try to own. We are trying to owning these things, but in reality, they all belong to Krishna. When we came to this material world, what things we brought with us at the time of birth? Is there anyone who say, okay, I bring millions of dollars with me? Is there anyone who can say, actually, I bring one pair of clothes with me? We didn't even bring one pair of clothes. But after coming here, we are claiming that this is my property. That's why Shri Upanishad, the first mantra says, Ishavashyam idam sarvam yat kinchit jagatam jagat ten taktvena bhunjita ma grada kasa suddhanam. We all come here, we try to claim this is my property, this is my house, this is my thing, my. But in reality, we did not brought even a single thing, even not a single grain that we brought so that we can feed our stomach. Everything is here arranged by the Lord. Everything belongs to Lord. Everything which is animate and inanimate. Shri Vishnu very clearly says, anything you see inanimate or animate thing, they are all belong to the Lord. So when we see that, then we can have a proper peace in the society. Srila Prabhupada give this peace formula. Bhoktaram yagana tapsam sarvalok maheswaram suhardam sarvbhutanam gyatmam shantim richati. Because of this unnatural desire to become Lord of this universe, we are developing greed. In the next verse, Srila Prabhupada says this. Greed is there. And because of greed, people are trying to become the like owner here. And that's a problem. So that's in the next one, Prabhupada say, in the conditioned state, the living being is not satisfied. This is a guarantee. In this stage right now, what the people are in the three modes of material nature, because they are conditioned by this Maya, there is no way that a person will become satisfied. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that Krishna Bhakt Nishkam Ate Eva Shant Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakaliya Shant. Krishna Bhakt means a person who is a devotee of Krishna, only he is satisfied because he is Nishkam. Nishkam means no material desire. Krishna Bhakt Nishkam Ate Eva Shant. Because Krishna devotee is Nishkam without any material desire, that's why he is very peaceful. Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, Kami. There are four categories of people. Bhukti means sense gratifier. Mukti means who are looking liberation. Siddhi means who are basically get perfection, like the material perfections. And Kami means who have a lot of desire for sense gratification. These are all four type of people are very, very disturbed. They cannot remain silent. They cannot be peaceful. Only way you can get peaceful is through devotional service. So that's why he says that in conditioned state, the living and being is not satisfied. Even if he actually becomes the Lord of all that he surveys. Even if, here Prabhupada says, even if, the example as I gave, Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, they are all become like the Lord to certain extent. They control a majority of this universe. Majority of this universe, they actually capture. Hiranyakashipu captured the universe till the point that except Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva, he captured everyone. So whatever he surveys, he actually captured. But still he was not satisfied because he was not able to control his senses. Which he never becomes. Here Prabhupada says, which never. Therefore, he becomes victim of all kind of cheating, even with his nearest and the most intimate relations. This cheating is the weapon that they use in this age of Kali Yuga to try to become Lord in every affair. That's why Prabhupada, this verse says, in ordinary transactions and dealing, every transaction dealing have some kind of cheating involved. This is the symptoms of Kali Yuga. In such an unsatisfactory state of affair, there is no harmony. This is called material disharmony. In third canto, Srila Prabhupada mentioned this, that in spiritual world, in Vaikuntha, there is perfect harmony. Harmony means like there is a perfect coordination between Lord and his devotees, between living entity to living entity. Perfect harmony. No disagreement. Same thought, same work, same goal. Everybody is in the service of Krishna. That's all. Nobody have any other motive except serving Krishna. But in this material world, there is a perfect disharmony. Srila says in that, he said, in ISKCON, in our Krishna conscious society, we should have a spiritual harmony. We should all come together with one motive. What is that motive? To serve Krishna. Then we can have perfect Vaikuntha environment. But if we come with our own material desires, then there will be material disharmony. And that's what example is, even between father and sons. See, duty of a son is to obey the father. This is a perfect example. Even in Vedic society, son never argument his father. There's no question of argument. Like we see prime example of Lord Ramachandra. His father didn't even order him, but his father gave promise to his mother that the Ram will go to the forest for 14 years and her son, Bharat will become the king. As soon as Lord Ramachandra came to know this, within a moment he decided to left the kingdom. This is the duty of a son. So there is no question of disagreement between father and son, but it's happening now. The most important thing is that as soon as a child becomes 15, 16-year-old, you say, Dad, you are an old person. I know everything what I can do. You know, see, like one time here, my Guru Maharaj, he was visiting in United States here. So one family, they were very unhappy with their son because their son was not listening. The son was not listening to their parents. So they told my Guru Maharaj, could you please give some, spiritual knowledge to our son so that he can start listening to us. So Maharaj actually told him like a lot of things about Shastra and all. He listened very carefully, but at the end he said, can you go and tell my parents that I can take care of myself? Don't indulge in my life. Say this is the nature. Right? Because even kids, they are 14, 15 years, they think, oh, we know better than you. What you are going to say, you don't know what is happening in the society. We know how to handle the things and all. They just want to live their own. Right? So this is the point, is that there is no agreement like that. There's no agreement between father and son. They don't listen. And now, or between husband and wife. These are prime example actually, because in Shastra it is mentioned that that there is no disagreement between father and son, and also husband and wife. That's why Prabhupada quoted these two things here. There was a fight between brothers. There might be a fight between like other people, but these are the examples which are basically prominent in the age of Kali Yuga. That's why this Kali Yuga age is so distorted. So many problems in the society because of these things. But all these contending difficulties. So we talked so much about the problem. Now Prabhupada is giving solution. Because if you just talk about problem and there's no solution, then what's the point of talking so many problems, right? So here Srila Prabhupada is giving solution to all this. But all these contending difficulties can be mitigated by one process, that is devotional service to the Lord. If everybody engage in the service of the Lord, even there's a disagreement. See, there's a disagreement of opinion between devotees also. But as long as our aim is to serve Krishna, then we are okay. Srila Prabhupada says that, you can show your love to me by how you are going to cooperate among each other. Cooperation is very, very important for all of us, because that is the way Srila Prabhupada wants us to do in this movement. So we might have difference of opinion, but cooperation should be there. Maybe you might be thinking in a different way, I might be thinking in a different way. But ultimately, we have to cooperate. If we don't cooperate, then we are in disharmony. If we cooperate with the aim, that one idea, that's Krishna, we have to serve Krishna, we have to serve the Srila Prabhupada's movement, then we are okay. But if we are disagree and we don't cooperate, the problem will stick. So word of hypocrisy can be checked only by counteraction through devotional service to the Lord, nothing else. Nothing else. Prabhupada says, without bhakti, without serving Krishna, you cannot check this mentality. You cannot change this world of hypocrisy. In Kali Yuga, there is no other way. It says that Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam eva kevalam, Kalau nasti eva nasti eva nasti eva gatiranyatha. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. What is the only way? Only way is the holy name of the Lord, holy name of the Lord, holy name of the Lord. There is no other way. It is very clearly mentioned there. There is no other way. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned, Sukadeva Goswami says that, Kale doshe nidhe rajan, hastiye ko man guna, kirtana deva krishnasya, mukta sangam param varjit. This Kali Yuga is ocean of fault. Millions of faults are there. Every step there is a fault. But there is one special guna. There is one quality which supersedes everything. If we can take that one quality, we can cross this ocean of faults. Kale doshe. This is nidhe. This nidhe means this ocean. But this ocean of fault, how can we overcome? By one quality. What is that word? Kirtana deva krishnasya. Just by chanting the holy name of the Lord, just by serving Krishna, mukta sangam param varjit. we can get free from all material contamination, and Paramvrajit will go back home, back to Godhead. Just by one quality. This one quality is so powerful that it can cross the whole ocean of Kali Yuga. So if everybody take this process of devotional service, Kali Yuga will not enter there. Kali Yuga will run away wherever there is chanting of holy name of the Lord. Wherever there is Harinam, wherever there is service to the Lord, Kali Yuga will not stay. If we become all devotees, there is no point that Kali Yuga will basically going to affect us. But this one quality actually helps us. Otherwise, there is no other way. There is no other way. This is what Prabhupada already mentioned, and nothing else. And even Shastra says no, there is no other way that we can actually get free from the effect of Kali Yuga except the devotional service of the Lord. So I'll stop here. Let me see if anyone have any comment or questions or realizations. You know, you are all like very senior devotees in movement. You must have like see a lot of realization, and I would like to hear from all of you. Like if you can contribute your realizations. No questions. Are you hearing me? Just want to make sure that.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
So any
Hare
comments?
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Any comments? Yes, Mataji.
Please send my obeisances. I'll go to show Papa. So this aspect of service is essential to the path of bhakti. And I appreciate you referencing cooperation as the only way that we can actually can serve peacefully. Would you give more information on this aspect of cooperating and how it relates to Srimati Radharani and her being our guide as how to serve properly? And that we can't serve Krishna directly, but we have to go through her and her servants in that way.
Yes. So as a Gaudiya Vaishnava, because we are all belong to like Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he specially appeared. He's a Krishna himself, but he appeared in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So what he taught us that Naham Vipro na Chandrapati Napi Vaishyo na Shudro. That verse where he says Gopi Bhartur Padika Malyor Dasa Dasa Madas. He taught us this, that we are here to not become direct servant of Krishna. We have to become servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna. And that mood is all reflected by our acharyas. Our acharyas say that we are not aspiring direct service of Krishna. We are aspiring to service to our spiritual master. And then our spiritual master will take our service to his spiritual master. And then his spiritual master will take service to his spiritual master. And ultimately service go to Radharani. And then Radharani will serve Krishna, and Krishna become very pleased with Radharani, because Krishna will become happy when Radharani requests or when Radharani serve Krishna. So our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya is that we are here to become servant of the servant of the servant. So when we try to become servant of everybody, all Vaishnava, that's why we say Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Nama. We are here as a servant of all Vaishnavas. We are all servants. So this attitude, that's why we got this name Dasi. This the name itself, like like my name is Ram. My Guru Maharaj gave Ramacharan Das, or my wife's name is Revati Devi Dasi, like that. So we are servant, and servant to that is that we are not directly serving Krishna. Rather, we are going in a Guru Parampara. We should not jump Like, okay, I'm going to directly serve Krishna or Radharani, even Radharani directly. Point is that we have to go in a parampara to our Guru, because anyway, when we worship deities or we do anything, we actually chant for our Guru mantra and then we move forward, right? So this is like, because we are not qualified. We are not qualified to serve directly Krishna. Our only qualification is that through our Guru Maharaj. Because of mercy of our Guru Maharaj, this parampara, we are getting mercy of Srimati Radharani, because we are all actually on the side of Radharani. We are not even side of Krishna. We are aligning on the side of Radharani because we are energy. If you see from the Tattva perspective, we are not Krishna Tattva. We are not Vishnu Tattva. We are like Prakriti. By nature, we are all energies. So energy is basically like our, we are like, as Jiva Goswami mentioned, we are Tatastha energy. We are marginal potency. We have to work under the shelter of spiritual energy. We cannot directly connect with Krishna. Our connection to Krishna is through spiritual energy or internal potency of Krishna. So we are all basically like all servant of Radharani actually. We are all basically serving through the Guru Parampara, because all our Acharyas, all our Guru Maharaj, they're all servant of Srimati Radharani. Srila Prabhupada, like he's a great servant of Srimati Radharani. Srila Bhaktivinoda Sarita Thakur, Rupa Goswami, they're all belonging to this. So we are basically in that parampara. We are serving, we are not directly serving even Radharani, we are going in a parampara. That's my understanding, like we have to serve Krishna, but we have to go through Radharani. Is that okay, Mate? I think you are on mute. Okay. Anyone else have any other comment or questions, or they would like to add anything? Okay, so if there is nothing, so I will conclude with the last line here. What Srila says, Maharaj Yudhishthira have observed this disparity, conjecture the disappearance of Lord from the earth. Means by this, all these things what we discussed. So ultimately, Maharaj Yudhishthira concluded that, okay, now looks like Lord Krishna left this planet. Because in Bhagavatam it says that, Krishne swadhamo pagate dharma jnana divisa kalau nashta darsamisha puranar ko dhunodita. So when Krishna was there, Kali-yuga could not enter. But as soon as Krishna left this planet, Kali-yuga entered. But as soon as Kali-yuga entered, on the other side, this Srimad Bhagavatam as a sun arises. So as we see in the evening, okay, when the sun is setting on this side, but similarly at the same time, before the darkness came, this Srimad Bhagavatam as a sun came out, and then all dharma and jnana which actually left with Krishna comes and stays in Srimad Bhagavatam. So I'll conclude with that this is the disappearance of Krishna from the material people's eyes. But actually Krishna is appeared in the form of books. In Srimad Bhagavatam is the incarnation of Krishna in the age of Kali Yuga, in the form of holy name, in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you very much.
Very, very good conclusion, Prabhu. Thank you very much for the nice conclusion. Yes, we all have to think that, because like Yudhishthira Maharaj, he was thinking himself that after Krishna left, these things are happening. So we have to take that Krishna cannot come back when until it is too much, then he will come. He will come into the earth again. But after Kali Yuga, whatever he does. But that is what, this chanting is Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, like you said just now. That will take us somewhere, that devotional service and other things. So that's what I believe too. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much, everyone, for joining today. Hare Krishna, everyone. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubevacha patitanam
pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo
namaha. Srila Prabhupada.
Jai. Very good. Hare
Hare Krishna.